let's go to our second major point here, Joe, and this is something you've kind of led the charge on inside Buffini and Company, which is using conventional methods in a relational way. And what I want to do right now is kind of talk old school real estate. And some folks, on one hand, we know the cold calling and that kind of stuff is not what it was as the world has changed, door knocking and so on and so forth. But there's a lot of conventional methods that actually have a great place in building a database. This is one of the things a lot of people are confused when they hear us working by referral. They don't understand that we have a comprehensive approach to working by referral. So let me just kind of go through this list here, which is the classic, the sign call, which I think is one of the best inquiries in real estate. Floor time is not as strong as a sign call, but it's somebody calling into a real estate company. You have your open house. We have people who are looking through. You have an ad call, which I think as an ad call is less of a commitment on behalf of the buyer than an open house call. A walk-in, where someone actually walks into a real estate company, and then an actual internet lead. And I want to leave this on the screen as we talk here, but let's talk, Joe, if we can, about how working by referral applies, that we can use conventional methods to build our database in a relational way.
Yeah, well, no doubt. I think it's wise in our business, and as we're building the business, is to be intentional about everything you do. Use every vehicle to help you build your business by referral. You can't isolate and go, I don't do this, I don't do that. No, it's like, how can you use it to help build your business? And here's where I've settled on, Brian, in regards to the conventional methods. Here's what I've come to. Mm-hmm. You have to be intentional about the conventional.
Nice.
You have to be intentional about the conventional methods. There's no doubt about it. So though a sign call or a floor call or an open house inquiry, though they start off in a cold way, you can often warm that person up and bring them into your database. They can become an advocate. They can become a client. They can become a referral source. Some of my best referral sources came from people who came through an open house or someone who I was able to connect and convert from a sign call. Mm-hmm. So if you're in an office or you have a listing, there's a phone number on that listing for a reason. Mm-hmm. So you have a buyer inquire, the phone call comes to you. What do you do with it? Well, the first step would be to see if that buyer is interested in the home. But many agents stop there, and that becomes a disposable inquiry. And I think when you do that, you miss out on a fortune, because though that person may not buy that home, they may buy another, or they may become a referral source, or they may be a person thinking about selling their home down the street.
Right.
So when you make an effort to collect their name, get their phone number, write down their address, and you put it into their database, then you could follow up with them and cultivate and incubate that relationship. And, and that goes, it's just a horse of a different color, whether it's a sign call, floor time, open houses, ad calls, walk-ins, and internet lead. They become the foundation. Now, we talked earlier about someone saying, I'm young, I'm new in the business, I don't know anybody, or I'm transferred into an area, I don't know anyone. Well, the point is, you know more people than you think you know.
Sure.
Now, the other proactive route you can take is being intentional about the conventional ways and using these vehicles to help build your database by allowing them to introduce you to people.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't realize the opportunities there. Like when you go about to do the open house, that your mindset is, my primary purpose in doing this is to help me build a database, not to sell the particular home I'm in. That may happen, or to find a specific buyer. That may happen too. But I can have a successful open house today. And again, one of the things we do is bring sample items of value. Bring sample e-reports. Hey, if you'd like to receive this kind of valuable information on an ongoing basis, I'd love to stay in contact with you. Where's the best place for me to send this information to? If I need to get a hold of you, what's the best number to reach you at? And now I'm getting a name, address, phone number, email, and I've just done an open house, and I got 6 or 7 or 10 signatures to a database to add to. That's a good place to start. And, we're growing. It's often overlooked because it's so obvious, and it's often overlooked because people have the wrong goal in doing these activities. Oh, this walk-in's a deadbeat. They're not ready to buy anything right away. Well, they walked into a real estate office or called into a real estate office. That's someone who has some kind of intention. And
Yeah,
so we
right.
just got to do our part to match that intensity, ask a bunch of questions, provide value, and see if we can put them on the conveyor belt to ultimately build a relationship with them.